The part of my weight loss routine that I dread every single week without fail is meal planning. And yet, it's probably the most important part. So if you struggle with meal planning, keep watching. Let's see if I can help you out. Way back at the beginning of my channel's inception, I did a very small segment on meal planning and how I meal plan and all of that. And a lot of you have asked for an updated video because let's face it, it was pretty terrible if you ever saw it. So I know this one's going to be a little bit different than what I normally do, and hopefully it will be a little bit more helpful for you guys to be able to come up with a comprehensive plan by seeing how I do it every week. Down in the description, I have a link to my meal plan spreadsheet. It's an empty one. Please make sure that if you use it, that you make your own copy to put in your own Google Drive, that you don't make changes to it. I will take my current week and I will duplicate the tab, and then I rename it to whatever my week is and what the dates are. And I take all of this and I delete it. Make sure you don't delete all of this stuff down here. Those are formulas that you are going to need in order to calculate the rest of your week. I have this set up for calorie cycling. If you guys don't know, I do calorie cycling. That's where I have a daily calorie goal, but it gets put into a weekly pool. Some days I eat more calories, some days I eat less. It causes metabolic interruption and kind of keeps your metabolism from getting into a lull. And it helps it to kind of delay that metabolic adaptation that happens, where your body slowly starts to burn fewer calories as it gets used to receiving fewer calories. Because I have several days a week where I eat quite a bit more, it kind of tricks my metabolism into thinking that it's going to keep getting more calories, so it's less likely that it's going to, slow down. Right now, my daily calorie goal is 1,500. I put that in there, and then this automatically calculates for me the total number of calories that I need to eat for the week, which is 10,500. And as you enter in the meals that you're going to pick, it'll add up your total calories for the day, subtract from this, and then it will tell you how many calories are remaining that you need to eat for the end of the week. I have also recently started tracking the amount of protein I consume. I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting at least 30% of my calories from protein every week. So I've been putting that number in, and then I put in whatever I eat for the day in terms of protein, and it subtracts it and lets me know kind of where I'm at for the rest of the week. So this I can delete. The first thing that I do when I'm meal planning is I take a look at my calendar for the following week. I need to know what days or what meals I don't need to plan for. Next week, we have something planned on the weekend that's going to put us out of town all day on Saturday. So I already know that I'm going to be eating out all day on Saturday. So I'm going to put out, and I will also put for dinner. I will say that when I'm eating out, I don't eat as often because I eat far more calories in a single meal. It keeps me full for longer. So the most I usually eat out in a day is twice. Friday night, we are also going to be going out to eat with some friends. So I will put that there as well. And then on Sunday, we may be going out to breakfast. So those are all the meals that I know I'm going to be going out to eat. I put a default amount of 800 calories in whenever I go out. I rarely eat that much when I go out to eat, but it's possible, and I want to make sure that I have room in my calories for it. So I just put that number in there, and then I can adjust it as I need to as the week goes along. Now that I know what meals I actually need to plan for, the next thing that I do is I take a look at my fridge and my freezer and see what kind of leftovers I have from the following week that need to be finished up in the beginning of the week, and also what I have in the freezer that I can use in case I can't find any good sales. So let's go ahead and take a look in the fridge. Firstly, this is a no judgment zone. My fridge is a mess. Be nice. Right now, I've got a butt ton of yogurt. I know that's a thing. I've also got some cottage cheese back there that I bought a while back when the store kept running out of it. I have about a little over a dozen eggs. And you can make a list, or if you're good at keeping that stuff in your head, that's fine. I've got some paneer left. This steak will get eaten this week. And I've got ribs in here from this week that should probably get finished, and if not, I will probably freeze them. I don't think I'm going to try to do that for a lunch. And that's really it. I don't have a lot left over in my fridge right now. So, oh, I do have, however, I just remembered, I've still got 2 portions of turkey sweet potato meatloaf that I made for this week for lunches that for one reason or another didn't get eaten. I had a day where I just was not hungry for lunch, and then another day where Richard and I went out to eat. So I still have 2 portions of that I'm going to need to get eaten, and I will either eat it this weekend or I will eat it probably on Monday and Tuesday. And in all likelihood, it's going to be on Monday and Tuesday because I know we have a lot going on this weekend. So let's take a look at the freezer. All right, no light in the freezer, which makes things interesting. I have a bountiful excess of my chicken and maple breakfast sausage. I try to never be out of this. I've also got some crispy rounds, so I think you may be able to predict what we're having for breakfast next week. Let's see, I've got some waffle fries in here, which is good because Richard told me he is getting tired of rice. I've got a pound of shrimp, got some homemade refried beans in here. Oh, please tell me I labeled this because I don't remember what it is. I'm gonna have to think about that one. And I have some chili verde in the back there that's vacuum sealed. Now that we know what I have in the freezer, there was also some corn in there that I forgot to mention. I have this little section in the spreadsheet where I can write down what I have on hand. So I had some shrimp, I had some corn, I have the turkey meatloaf and taters with green beans. I'm probably just gonna copy and paste from last week. And all I'm doing there, guys, is I'm hitting the equal sign and then clicking on the cell that I want to duplicate. You can't always just copy and paste it, but you can see down here that it went ahead and added the 359 and it subtracted it from our total. We still have 6,500 calories to play with for the week. So shrimp, corn, I have eggs, I have sausage, I have tots, and I've got waffle fries. Now I'm going to take a look at my local ads for my grocery store to see what's on sale. In my area, I have 2 grocery stores that are fairly close to me. H-E-B and Randall's are my 2 big ones for sales. Randall's is a very expensive grocery store, but when they have sales, their sales are usually amazing. So I try to keep an eye out for when they have good sales. We're starting to get close to Thanksgiving. So we've got free turkeys again. Spiral sliced ham, which I'm not a huge fan of. New York strip steaks for $7.99. Chicken for $2.49 a pound, which I will definitely put on my grocery list. $2.49 a pound for chicken breast. Chicken's been closer to like $4 a pound around here lately. The swordfish is $12.97. I'm not a huge fan. It looks like we've got raspberries for 97 cents, which is a great price, but the last couple times I've gotten raspberries, they've been gross. Very sour. So I'm not super thrilled about that being an option, and I'm not really seeing anything else that I'm super excited about. Holiday stuffing potato chips. Oh, that sounds disgusting. I mean, if that sounds good to you, you do you, boo-boo, but that's not for me. Ooh, cute gravy boat. Do I need a gravy boat? Maybe. So that's it for H-E-B. Let's take a look at Randall's. I'm not seeing anything at Randall's that's really tickling my fancy, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not really seeing anything all that fantastic at H-E-B either, except for this chicken. So we will definitely be looking for a chicken recipe, and then we'll just do what we can with what we've got left. Now that I know what's on sale, I need to look for recipes. So looking for recipes is a constant thing for me. Anytime I'm sitting on the couch, not doing much of anything, or if I'm just kind of lazing out, just staring at my phone instead of looking at social media, well, while I'm looking at social media most of the time, I will look for recipes. I'll look on Pinterest. I will look on specific sites that I really enjoy. I just search Pinterest, or what I've been doing a lot lately, I've been kind of on a kick with these higher protein recipes, is I actually look a lot on Instagram. So I will go through, I have 3 different people that I look on constantly for high protein recipes, and that's Elise Alis, The Flexible Dieting Lifestyle, and I Heart Macros. Those 3 people are constantly cranking out high protein recipes. So I troll their feed, I will search for high protein hashtags and look at recipes, and anytime I find one that looks interesting, I save it under recipes in my saved folder. And this is a group of a bunch of high protein recipes that I have found that I'm interested in trying. And you'll see there's a ton. Like I probably won't ever get through all of these, but it means that I've got lots of things to choose from when I'm looking for ideas. This is one that I tried recently, and man, was it good. I've also recently tried this. I think this is chicken, and that looks interesting. So this is a 486 calorie chicken, rice, and veggie burrito bowl. It's got 486 calories and 46 grams of protein. Now, one thing I will say, this flexible dieting lifestyle guy, when I calculate the recipes, they're almost always more calories than what he has mentioned here, which is really strange because he lives in Texas, so he also uses HEB products. That's a little odd to me, but you know, it is what it is. When I'm doing my meal plan though, what I will normally do is I will use their macros because it's not usually super far off. It's just far enough off that I want to use my macros and not his. So it's 486 calories, but that will most likely be a lunch. And then what I do is I copy the recipe and then I'll go to this and I'll hit this little link button and paste it and hit apply. And that way, when I'm going to cook next week, I'm not having to hunt for all of the recipes through my giant Pinterest file or what have you. I can just come in here, click on this, and then it will automatically take me to that recipe to make my life a lot easier. And then we'll put this on Wednesday and Thursday as well. One of the other things that I try to keep in mind is how much cooking I'm doing during the week and making sure that I'm not totally overloading myself with a bunch of really complicated recipes. Like if I have one recipe that's got a lot of moving parts and a lot of different things that I need to do, then I will make sure that my other dinner is something super simple, like probably just a grilled protein of some kind of steamed veggie, and then either an air fried or instant type of potato or rice or something like that I'm not going to have to spend a ton of time and energy doing, because I know if I make a bunch of really complicated stuff, the likelihood of me saying I'm too tired to do this, I don't want to make something that complicated tonight, then we'll end up going and eating out. So just kind of keep in mind what your limits are and making sure that you're not expecting more of yourself than you're capable of giving. I had originally intended on trying out this recipe next week, which are these air fryer egg sandwich things. That's not super complicated, but I would have to do it every morning because that's not something that would meal prep very well. But that's 295 calories and 33 grams of protein. That's a lot. I think we'll leave that for next week. I mean, the week after. I think we're gonna do egg, sausage, and tots. I know you're so surprised, but I do need to see what kind of fruit is on sale or available. Grapes are in season, but I generally try to stay away from them because they're so high in calorie. My problem is I really love summer fruit, like stone fruit and stuff like that is my absolute favorite. I also have discovered that I really love mangoes, but all of that is stuff that's good in the summertime. Fall and winter fruit is kind of like meh to me. All right, we might be doing apples and apple. Put this all the way across, and that's gonna update down to the bottom for me. Usually I don't eat lunch on Friday. It's just for whatever reason, it's something that ends up happening that way. So anytime I end up planning for 5 lunches, I always end up either having food that goes to waste or it carries over to the following week. So I'm gonna not do that this time. For dinners, anytime I find a recipe, I save it under a tag that I have called new recipes, and I separate them into turkey, pasta, soup, eggs, salads, so that when I know what I'm looking for, what I'm in the mood for, I can just go straight to that area, like chicken, since I know I'm going to be getting chicken next week. And then once I've tried a recipe, so for example, this week I made this turkey meatloaf. I very much enjoyed this and I will make it again, but I don't want to keep it in my new recipes. I'm going to put it in my food area and under a section for turkey. I don't cook with turkey a whole lot, y'all. I know for sure that I want to make a soup this next week. It's just getting into soup weather and I'm pretty excited about it. Soup. Everybody. I really like it if my dinners can have at least 40 grams of protein. I like white beans. Where's your macros, friend? 391, 36.8. Soups are always a great option for weight loss, because usually you get a pretty good sized portion and they're pretty low calorie. I'm gonna pause you guys while I look around for some recipes because I'm sure you don't want to just sit here and watch me do this, and then I will be right back. Editing Mindy here because there was an entire section of video that I recorded for this that completely disappeared. And I don't know how that happened or why, but here we are. I went through and I found the recipes that I was interested in using. One of these is brand new. It is a creamy chicken enchilada soup with white beans for 405 calories. And then this one is a repeat, this creamy Cajun shrimp pasta with sausage. And I'm gonna do a little side Caesar salad, and that meal is 525 calories. There's a new app that I'm using because it just makes it a million times easier to track macros, adjust recipes and serving sizes to fit certain macros. Like if I'm interested in increasing my protein intake, I can say like I need 20 grams of protein for that meal. I don't have to just increasing the amount of turkey until it's 20 grams. I can just say, okay, how much is 20 grams of protein in turkey? And it will, like, I'll just change the 20 grams of protein and it'll increase the turkey to the amount that it needs in order to get that much. So it's just a lot more friendly that way. I'm not super happy with some of the decisions that MyFitnessPal is making in terms of changing a lot of the features that used to be free to now they're part of the premium. And I'm just not a fan of paying to track calories. I've been using the Macros First app for a couple weeks now and I really like it. It does have the bar scan feature. You do need to make sure you're careful because as with any database that is added to and maintained from user entries, there are going to be errors. So there are many times where I scan it and I look at the calories and the macros and they don't match the same product that I have. So, but the good news is they actually have a nutrition label scan thing on it that is really easy to use. And it mostly, I mean, not 100% of the time, but most of the time it will scan the whole thing and automatically put in the calories and the macros and all that stuff for you. So you don't have to manually enter it in. And I really like it a lot. Definitely check it out. It's a free app available for both iPhone and Android. The one downside is they do not have an actual physical website for you to enter and modify things. It all has to be done on your phone. So if that's a hindrance to you, you go ahead and keep using MyFitnessPal. I'm very much enjoying this Macros First app, Macros First app. Anyway, so I went ahead and entered in all of the ingredients that I would be using into recipes and divided everything into the number of servings so I know the exact number of calories that are going to be in my portions. And I already entered in the protein and all that good stuff. The good thing is that means now that my food is already pre-entered into the app for the entire week. So I don't have to worry about doing that throughout the week. Obviously, I'll make adjustments as the week goes on because I may have a little bit bigger of an apple or something like that throughout the week, and I can just make adjustments as needed. So I ended up with those two dinners. I did the chicken and rice burrito bowls, and this is what my week looks like. I still have 770 calories to play with. That means that I can either have a little bit more to eat on my eating out times, or I can enjoy a dessert out when I go on Saturday with people if I have room for it in my tummy, or I can add another meal here on Friday if we end up going out to lunch and dinner. I've got room to play. You'll notice the protein fluff is coming back this week now. I'm real excited about it. It's been a while. So this is what my finished spreadsheet looks like, and that's pretty much what I do for my meal planning. I hope this helps. I realize that even though this might make sense in my brain, it may be real confusing to you. So just let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. That's it for this video. If you found some things useful to help you with your meal planning on a weekly basis, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments what videos you'd like to see next. Remember that I have a link to my spreadsheet for meal planning down in the description below. There's also a link to my Amazon store where I have a bunch of my meal prep essentials as well. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together.